ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chuckle Sluts, episode, I think we're on 4 now. The only place where you come for the sluts and stay for the chuckles. My name is Samuel Locke.
I'm Shannon Brunetti.
I'm Zach Clapperich.
And I'm Kyle Sawyer.
And if you came here to slut shame us, joke's on you. We don't have any shame.
Kind of. We pack it in deep and tight.
So, yes, 20 years later, that's when the therapy session will start for all of these episodes, all the time.
For sure.
Oh goodness, it's been a long week, and I'm glad to see you all once again. And for our listeners out there, also good to have you guys either watching us on YouTube or listening to us on whatever platform you might be listening to us on. With that being said, the first thing we're jumping into is the world, Doe, because the world is really weird and has things happening all the time. And, of course, we need to talk about all the things that happen. The world, though, this week, there is a dude who essentially broke the world record for most punches in a minute. He did
like to him or to something?
To a thing. He did 322 punches in a minute.
Wow.
What? That's super. Was it like the Bruce Lee, like the super fast? I can't remember that.
Like
not
the
Jeet
1-inch
Kune Do.
punch thing, yeah.
Yeah, like they don't look very effective.
Well, the rules were he has to extend his entire arm out to where his elbow extends fully out. That was the rule. So
these are like more like legit punches then. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if Jet Li
or
Bruce
him.
could do that. There's a video. It was recorded. It's totally.
Yeah, but I don't trust the efficiency of the punches. I feel like he could punch me 320 times, and I could punch him one time, and mine would do more damage.
I mean, 1d4 versus a 1d8. I mean, 322 1d4s are going to stack up over time. Just saying.
Maybe.
What about you, Zach? What do you got for this week in the world, though?
This has been floating around the internet, and I know there's some subjective things that need to be dealt with this thing. But the CIA has been recently releasing tons of information, been declassifying stuff. And one has come out recently that they've done a lot of research into the fact that we might be living in a construct universe that isn't real at all, and that we are, which is the classic, like, Descartes version of like the soul in a jar trapped by a demon, and then the Wachowski brothers did the Matrix and whatnot. But the government has done a lot of research into this, and they have like, the cool thing about it is that the government has put down like things to do about it, like what to do when like the Matrix caves in and Mr. Smith comes,
or you,
which I find super interesting that they have like protocols for what to do when we realize we're in a construct. And I'm kind of proud of the guy. Like, good job. You have a backup plan for the weirdest thing ever.
You mean, is it shooting at it? Shoot first, ask questions later?
It's most likely shooting at it, but at least they have one, Honestly,
the government shooting at the construct sounds like a D&D player trying to attack the gazebo.
So glad our tax money is going to these things instead of things that could be solved.
Oh, for sure. And they've been researching this for like 20 years. So not just your tax money, but your parents' tax money, everyone's it's a lot. They put a lot of money into this.
To be fair, this is something I would totally want my tax money to go to. Please tell me if we're in a simulation so I can hack it.
Yeah.
Get infinity money, spit in a nun's mouth, whatever it might be.
Yeah, there's another one about astral projection that was pretty fire too, but this one was my favorite.
The TikTokers have been covering it a lot lately, actually. Been watching it. Like, a lot of TikTokers have been talking about those papers and those studies. They totally do exist. You can find it on the internet. You don't even need a Freedom of Information Act. You just go find it on the net. It does exist.
Google it. You'll find the links to it. It's crazy. But the interesting thing, though, is just that, you always take it with a grain of salt because it's all theoretical stuff. It's not as if, like, a lot of people take it as if the government believes we're in a construct, and that's not true. They're studying. There's one guy in, like, the physics department, like, deep under the White House. He's been there for, like, 30 years. And he's just in deep. But he's the only.
I was crazy. I don't know if you thought I was crazy.
Yeah, dude. They probably all forgot about him, and they just released this report. And they're like, "Wait, what?" You know?
Yeah. It's like, fuck, Jeff's alive? Oh my god!
Dude, here's the thing. Like, someone at the CIA, like, whoever maybe, like, wrote this or, like, discovered it or whatever, he's probably sitting there, like, at home, like, after he's done with the workday, just drinking himself to death. Just because, like, he knows that this whole thing doesn't exist, so why not just fucking, like, life is now meaningless. All right. Shannon, what about you? You got any The World Does today?
I do. I actually got a positive thing for once.
Yay!
But so like many people, I looked at myself in the mirror and accidentally stepped on a scale, and I was looking for some inspiration. There was a Dayton, Ohio native man who lost 190 pounds just so he could go on his favorite roller coaster. I thought, like, wow, how's that for inspiration? Like, he wanted to go on the Orion, the really big roller coaster, and he had to do the walk of shame a couple of times because he couldn't do it. So he, has been working out consistently over the last year, and he finally was able to ride the ride again. And I'm just like, you know what? That's awesome. I need to find my roller coaster, man, because I accidentally stepped on the scale today, and we're not going to talk about it after that.
It's everybody. Don't worry.
It's all right.
We've all struggled in quarantine.
Yeah.
I was on my weight loss journey. I was 240 pounds before I decided to start working out twice a day, and I'm a vegetarian, still am, which is dope. I've lost about 20 pounds, gained 5 during the thing. So, and I'm trying to get back to it, but all the fucking gyms are still closed. And even if they weren't, I still wouldn't go because water droplets is COVID soup, and I don't want any of that. So,
Yep.
Also, LA gyms are the goddamn worst thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Way to crush your self-esteem there.
Yeah, it's because everyone is like the 10s of their hometown, and they come to LA, and then like the rest of us, what are we supposed to do? They're like, wow, what's all this?
Dude, we're all graded on a curve. Like I'm probably like a 7 or an 8 in real life, and I feel like I'm now like a 4 or a 5 in Los Angeles proper.
Yeah.
The numbers are all skewed because it's the same thing with poverty in LA. Like in LA, you're either famous or poor. It's the same thing. Yeah. You're either hot or ugly in LA for some reason. Like every other town in the world is like, no, we're people. LA is like, no, you're perfect or you're trash.
LA is the most bipolar city in America. That's how
it is, 100%.
Yeah.
But we all live here.
But we out here though. Yeah,
we're trying to be those famous 10s.
All right, Mr. Kyle, your turn. What do you got in the world, Doe?
So I've been binge watching all of Unsolved Mysteries lately, and the one that actually just got me hard though was actually what Zach was just talking about though, kind of. The very first episode, the guy allegedly committed suicide and but jumped off of a building, and it was just like but nothing in the physics of how he made the jump just seems to actually have made any sense. And the truth is like that, like I can't stop thinking about the note that he like released or like the last note that he had. And he had a bunch of like weird movies on there. Like one of them specifically was The Matrix. And one of the quotes that he actually talked about on there seemed like it made me think that he thought this was a simulation and that he was just trying to advance to the next level. And I'm like, yeah, okay. You're trying to hack the Matrix by obliterating your body, So
I actually watched the first season of Unsolved Mysteries. The alien one was dope. Mm-hmm. The one thing I'm just sitting here on half these cases. It's like, this motherfucker did it. Why is this unsolved? It's totally solved. You just have to arrest the guy or girl or whoever.
Right? Oh yeah. So, but I'm just like, going back to actually wanted to mention something on Shannon's though, so I have a digital scale, like one of those like kind of Bluetooth scales or something. And it totally clowned on me the other day because I got onto it and it says, you've gained a lot of weight. Are you sure you're the same person? I was like, what the? I was like, wow.
I think the Wii used to do that. The Wii Fit, like if you
Yeah.
got on it, it would shame you into losing weight.
Yeah, so bad.
I have my fitness pal on my phone, and like every couple of days they're like, hey, you should weigh in. I'm like, hey, you should mind your business.
It's like no one fucking asked you, bro.
I have one of the apps I have, the fitness ones, it's called Carrot.
Yeah.
And it is specifically designed, it talks shit to you. And one of the things it does that stresses me out so much is no matter how many times you check it, it says you have like 1,000 notifications with it.
Oh my God.
So unless you work out like 4 or 5 times a week, it'll just pop up. It'll have like 1,537 like red notifications on there. And it is the most frustrating fucking thing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So we're
Well, one last thing.
Yes, go before I move on, go for it.
You can't see it, but there's this app. It's a dating simulator that helps you lose weight. It's called Burn Fat With Me. Have I talked about this on this here?
No, you have not. Go on.
Okay, so there's 2 versions. There's one with the harem of girls, and there's one with the harem of boys. And I tried both because we swing all which ways here in the Temple of Shannon. But I tried the one with the Temple of Dudes, and the first thing this 2D boy says to my main character is, "Hey, fatty." I'm like, you're mean.
Wow.
What is this?
They right out the gate.
I'm like, excuse you. And so then I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just go with these cute girls. And they're so nice and supportive. I'm like, you know what? I don't need Hiroshi. I want Kagome. Like,
Yo,
that is really funny.
That sounds fantastic.
It'd be like that though. Like guys talking to other dudes, like they'd be like, yeah, you're such a fat piece of shit. Your shadow weighs 42 pounds. Like we do that because we do that because it works.
Yeah, to each other.
I guess
sure.
To each other, yes.
Me and my buddy, before we moved to LA, I was like a collegiate soccer player, and I was like super fit. Like I looked great, and he was always kind of like a dumpy kid. But here lately, like since we moved to LA, like I've become like a writer alcoholic and put on a bunch of weight. And he's lived alone, and he like got into P90 and got all fit. And we came up with this joke when we were all drunk one night that started as a joke, but now it like gets under my skin. It makes me want to die. That like I've been slowly absorbing all the fat out of his body. And so whenever sometimes he'll come and eat, and he's like, "Oh no, don't worry, I can eat pie. Zach's just gonna take it later. It doesn't matter. I'll be fine. He's my fat boy." And it makes me want to die inside. It's the worst thing ever because it's not direct. It's a very indirect shame. Mm-hmm. But it's pretty hardy. It lays on me.
All right, so we're gonna move on to our next segment of the night. Video game logic in real life. This is becoming kind of a very quick favorite of mine.
Yeah.
It really is though. So the genre of choice for today is we're gonna play horror games in the real world.
Ooh, yes, this is a great one.
Yes. So Kyle hasn't been here for the last couple rounds because he's been, I don't know, fighting dragons or some shit. But we've had party games, we've had dating sims. So this is horror. Who wants to start this bad boy off?
One of my favorite things about horror games is the general lack of preparedness. And one thing that I think is nice is like living in a horror game world, unless it's like an action horror, like this is less Resident Evil, more like Outcast. You don't have to care about anything because somehow like you can use a flashlight and win like life. And that is not real shit. That is so dumb. But I love the idea that you don't really all you have to do is like take slow steps. Like if you just walk slowly, you'll make it through anything. And that makes life so easy.
If life was like a horror game, everywhere I walk is going to have like a soundtrack that is like undertone creepy everywhere I walk, and everyone can hear it and making everyone else kind of weirded out in the process. Just a lot of minor scales and weird, creepy, like dollhouse sounds, you know?
I mean, if this was a horror game, then we'd be trying to escape real life. Like, if I'm going hella meta with this. Because I play a lot of Dead by Daylight, and, like, I mean, the sole purpose of that game is to escape before somebody catches you. So, like, if I'm gonna put that logic to real life, I should be looking for the outdoor.
Oh, and we'll say, I mean, if we're all in it, like, what are your favorite things about like being in it? Like, if we're in a game like that,
I like get slashed by something. Like, let's just say if you combine like all the horror games together, Last of Us, whatever, I can like heal myself with the power bar. Like,
yeah.
I can take myself up
your arm with medical tape,
and it's done.
Get about 20% new health with a piece of candy bar. You know? So,
infections aren't a thing. Like, you don't have to go to the bathroom anymore.
I mean, you're just doing it on yourself anyway.
You're just pissing your pants, shitting your pants. No one cares. Everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
Also,
I think I kind of like how like games like Alien Isolation, where you're out there and like you're getting chased by a monster, and literally you can just hide behind something and it just kind of just looks right past you, despite it like looking right at you, and you're just like kind of barely hidden behind a desk. Like, it doesn't see you at all, even though it's like 9 feet tall. It can totally see beyond the desk, but you're just hiding behind a desk, and so it can't see you at all. So like basically it's just kind of encouraging you to run away from your problems all the time. And so that is kind of the anti problem solving type of video game. So and I'm sure that's probably
like
caused a lot of people. Was that
like Outcast was one of the, or Outcast or Outlast, where you're the
I think Outlast, yeah.
Outlast was the most fucked up game I played in a long time. Besides PT, that game gave me the most stress.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, you're just trying to like hide and go about your life. Like
yeah, exactly.
The whole time.
So, and also in the real life world, none of our phones work ever. Doesn't matter where we are. Phones never work. Generators never work. Power never works. And electricity and electrical stuff just don't work at all. No.
I think what I do like is that there's like a soft magic system in like almost all like horror, like true horror, to where like there's not like wizards and spells, but there's like soft magic to where you just kind of have to accept that some things are okay, which I kind of like. I like that like Tolkien-esque, that like magic's there, but just deal with it. I like the acceptance of that. The tacit agreement that you're gonna have magic.
Also, another rule: no matter what you're doing, no matter who you're up against, the weapon that you have is never enough. It's never big enough. There's never enough bullets. It's never sharp enough. It's there to piss them off, if anything else.
You guys remember Amnesia?
Yes.
You literally could not defend yourself. You just had to hide and pray.
Dude, playing that with the lights off, I think, is my second scariest. The number one scariest game for me was Slender Man. Like, Slender Man is a spook fest. It really is.
It was Outlast for me. Outlast and PT. Those two games wrecked me. It was I don't know why the Outlast was the worst, but like being in with like the crazy priest in the old church, like it fucked me up. Because it's the same thing. It's like Amnesia, to where like you don't fight back in Outlast. You just try to live. That's it.
Yep.
It's the worst. Like, at least in an action horror, like if I'm in a Resident Evil world, for some reason, like everyone has bullets in the whole world. Just in every cabinet you look in, like a little kid's child's desk, it's like 18 shotgun rounds. Neat.
Yep. Loot has always.
There's nothing. You can't find a kitchen knife. Like there's.
Yeah.
Like
loot is always like the weirdest thing for me in any video game. You know, like it's like, why the heck does this cat have $10 to its name? It's like sometimes I don't even have $10 to my. What job does this cat have?
They're just a baller.
That's that Fallout logic. That's that Fallout.
It was the
logic.
end of your life. That cat killed you and took your money.
Oh, there it is. I got getting mugged by cats.
The amount of shotgun rounds just in random kitchens and like clothing stores and like Last of Us is just like, wow, this is a kid, like again, the kid's bedroom.
Yeah.
shotgun fell in here.
Sure.
What were they doing?
And then on top of that, there's no one ever around. There's no people. There's no cops. It's basically just you. And you're just like, dude, like, we're probably in like New York City or something. Where the fuck is everybody?
Yeah.
They did.
Speaking of like not just the stuff everywhere, but one thing that's nice is like everyone becomes like a perfect engineer, an electrical engineer in the apocalypse. Because like in every game, it's like you find a couple components and it's like, look, I made an electromagnetic railgun. What did you do that? You were a bus driver, like.
Oh wow, a radio. Oh, it's all broken, and I wonder where the parts are. 2 doors down, like in the car.
The parts are always local, and they always somehow manage to work. And all you have to do is press X, and your character just, I got this.
I love that. I mean, I can make some of that stuff, but it is neat that like in one apartment complex, you have like all the components to create like a nuclear warhead.
Yeah.
Just casually.
All right. Last thoughts before we move on to this.
I feel like in the horror game, you just suddenly gain all these skills. Like if life were a horror game, like everything would either be easier, or just suddenly we're all like nuclear physicists, just trying to find our way.
It's like it's just a consolidation of knowledge, because the population goes from like 8 billion to like there's like 1,000 people left on Earth, and just the collective knowledge is just like squirted into each person. I don't know why I use that particular syntax.
Squirted.
Well, there you go. It all goes back to the like the construct of a game that we live in. You know, like it's all we're a hive mind in the video game. You know, so like just collective unconscious is very Jungian. You know.
Dude, Jeff in the basement is listening to you. Be careful, you're gonna give him a stroke.
Oh shoot!
All right. We're gonna move on from this now. We're gonna move on from this now. All right. So the next segment is the name of the game is Shit Happens. So we've been playing this for a couple weeks, and it's been a lot of fun. So the way this works, because Kyle is somewhat new to this nonsense, is we have a misery index from 1 to 100. So let's say I have a situation. Let's say your favorite TV show is canceled. You have to guess how miserable you are from a scale of 0 to 100. Kind of looks like this card, okay? And we're gonna it's 4.5, right? So if you're closest to that number, you win that point. And
wait, why is it not big a deal? Like,
it's a huge deal, Firefly.
I know.
Like needless to say, this is based off of what a bunch of other people have been surveyed with, so it's not just simply your shitty opinion, it's everyone's shitty opinion about
okay.
What you'll find out real quick, Kyle, is that it seems like a lot of like bougie rich white dudes wrote this game, because there's a lot of weird opinions
that have weird incest fantasies.
Oh gosh,
weird incest fantasies.
Oh my god.
Hey, they're called Rick and Morty fans, okay? Calm down.
okay, fine. They clearly have a higher IQ than we'll ever have. So like,
you don't
understand.
You don't understand. You don't understand the show at all.
Yeah, it's fucking IQ 189. It's serious.
All right, so we're gonna because we have 3 people instead of 2. Whoever gets 3 points wins the game, and we move on to the next whatever the hell I decide to put up. So
winning is also in quotes for sure.
Yes, if you win, you get bragging rights for the next episode. So the first card is pubic hair in soup. How miserable are you?
Is that a restaurant or like?
Yeah, is it your pubic hair?
Like, okay, for
I
all
would
this,
still be pretty sad if it was my pubic hair. Like, what the hell was I doing? Like in that kitchen.
I could make it a decent amount.
For all these cards, you have to assume the worst. That's the thing. Like, you have to assume the worst case scenario for all these cards.
Yeah.
How miserable are you?
I mean, like,
so it's a scale of 100, you said?
0 to 100.
Kyle, you go first. Hit it.
I'm gonna throw it out there. That's about a 22 for me.
Oh my! You don't give a shit.
Nah, that's not that bad. Oh, you know what? You can just get your little spoon and just kind of just fling it. You know, like I don't like, honestly, like the whole fly in the soup stuff like that. Like, you know, for me, I'm just like, yeah, you know, just get that, you know, just scoop it out and whatever. You know, I'll just eat around it.
Kyle's our gross boy. All right, Zach, what do you got?
I mean, wait, hold on. As long as it wasn't like a bush of hair. But like if it's like I'm thinking like it would be like
There was a
like
picture.
maybe
It was one pubic hair.
one piece.
It
Yes,
was
yes.
a big pubic hair.
Yes, it's
Was
not.
it?
It's one pubic hair, not hairs plural. One
Yeah,
hair.
yeah. One pubic. That's all right. It's a 22 for me. Yeah, it's like okay.
I'm not gonna go that low, but I also like the grossest thing is that it's like a pube. Is that like there's a dude, there's probably some dudes like just sweaty, salty sauce in my food. But I'm not freaked out by it. Like I would just say like, hey, excuse me, this is not what I ordered. Can I please have what I ordered with non-pubed?
Excuse me, waiter. There's an OSHA violation in my soup.
Like because yeah, I'm with you. Like a bug in my soup, I don't give a shit. Like it flew in, fucking bloops, shoot it at my friend. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
The pube is just gross because it's, you know, it's someone's fucking dick fro, and I don't want that in my fucking soup. But I'd say 40.
Got a 40.
Okay. All right.
Shannon, you're up.
I'd like misery is like a strong word. I'd be grossed out.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like I just like thought back to like somebody I used to date college and how nasty their dude house was. So like I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened. Like they did not clean their kitchen ever. I don't like 25. Because I'd just stop eating and I just wouldn't eat anymore. And I'd just be like, ew.
All right. So we got a 25, we got a 22, and we got a 40. Survey says 18. No one is grossed out by this as much as you think.
What the fuck?
18.
What is wrong with people?
It's so weird because they have some that are like 90, and me and Shannon were like, it's not that bad. Like, what are you like?
All right. That's one for Kyle. Okay, here we go. Parents, read your diary.
I'm about to have whole lots of fun with that one.
My parents already hate me, so like I don't know.
Two.
We got 2 for Shannon.
Okay.
All right, Zach, what do you got?
I'll go like a. See, I would go like a 30 for my mom because I know like I'd said mean things about her, but I love her. She's just an idiot. But I go like a positive 15 for my dad because I wish the misery upon him to know how much it actually affected me. So like I'm gonna merge those and go 15.
Okay, we got a 15, 15. Kyle, what about you?
So here's the thing. For me personally, I don't really do much in my diary. The diary that I'd be most embarrassed about would be my cookies and my browsing history. So my journal, I don't really do much with that. So that's a 5 for me. But if I'm gonna think about this thing in the game sense, I would put it up there in 45.
It's more a sense of secrets, but less diary specific. More like if your parents knew your secrets.
Okay.
Right.
So 2, 15, and you said what number? 42?
45.
45? Well, Kyle is whooping dead ass, guys. It's 37.
That's worse than dick soup?
Yep, worse than dick soup, homie.
I guess Zach and I just hate our parents.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'd love my dad to read my shit. He knows most of my secrets anyway, and the rest of them are just about how much he's fucked up my life. So,
all right.
I got disowned and then re-admitted to the family. So, like, what are they gonna do now?
Exactly. Yeah. Fuck them.
Okay. We have 10 minutes to do this next one, and then we're gonna cut and pull off. Non-consensual bear sex.
Wait, like bear sex, like a big bear,
as in a bit like a grizzly bear, the reverent level, non-consensual bear.
100. Thank you.
we got 100.
No, thank you.
Like no question. That's like on the top of the scale.
No.
Yeah.
100 for Shannon. What about you guys?
Am I fucking the bear?
As in bear wiener is going inside of you somewhere.
Okay, so it's gonna suck. It's gonna be bad. But can you imagine that story though?
Okay, Midwest, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go like 90 just because if like the idea that that a bear is fucked me, I can write a book on that. I can make a movie. I can ride that story for the rest of my life, and all I had to do was get fucked by a bear one time.
All right, Kyle, what do you got?
So how to not get fucked by a bear 101. Yeah.
Don't go to the forest.
Bring honey.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess my stipulation on this would be the fact that likely nobody would have seen it happen. So like I would just be like, okay, I'm out here in the wilderness doing a hike or whatever, and then I get lost, and then this bear fucks me somehow. Maybe I stumble upon its cave in the winter, and
it stumbles upon your cave.
Yeah,
Hey.
and I'm like, oh, you know what? Okay, I'm here, and this bear is comforting me now. Just kidding. But still, the mental anguish that I'm personally going to experience through this, I think it's at a 95 for me. So we're all in the same range.
All right, so we got 90, 95, and 100.
Shannon's like, excuse me, no, 100, period.
Yeah.
Well, she is not wrong. It is 98.5.
Wow.
That's pretty fucking miserable. That one's going to Shannon.
I mean, I was not doubting it bad. I was giving a little bit of credence.
Really bad.
I could utilize that to potentially, I don't know, live the rest of my life.
Okay,
just assuming I survive.
We're gonna go with a really tough one before the switch. Cocktails with Bill Cosby. How
100.
Yeah, I feel like that's worse than the bear.
That very well could be. Definitely.
120.
Jeez. Oh no.
Yeah.
Kyle, you start this one off.
Okay. Wait, I'm trying to think if any of those people that he did that to was male, and I don't think so. So, I would probably just say, I mean, just by having the conversations with him, though, I would know on the back of my hairs would just be constantly up, and like I would just be like cringing. My blood would be curdling the entire time. I would probably say 80, for me. So yeah, that's pretty miserable for me on this one. Yeah.
All right, we got an 80. Shannon, what do you got for us?
It's a crisp 100 right now.
Crispy ass 100. All right.
Yes.
We don't need any explanation beyond that. Yeah. Zach, what do you got for us?
So again, everything's in context here because I also like if right now be like you could go have a cocktail with Bill Cosby, I'd be like great because I could take vengeance and I could do my Captain America thing,
do the old
and
switcheroo,
I could make the world better. So it's hard to say because I'm not a young girl in Hollywood. It's different for me. Like Kyle said, it's hard because for me, like he'd probably we'd go and have cocktails and he'd be like, whoa, bro, look at them girls over there. And I'd be like, yeah, they're children. Like, it's weird. I don't like anything about what you're saying. But like, he wouldn't fuck me. So like, I have a different view of it.
Right.
But so I'm going to say with looking at it through a subjective lens, I just stabbed that dude with a martini glass and be like, go.
There you go.
Give me a 0 because I'm going to kill Bill Cosby.
There.
All right. So we got a 0, we got 100, and we got an 80. This is all over the fucking place. So, Kyle,
but
you get
0 for justice.
Kyle gets the win for 67.5%.
There is too many men in this survey.
I think there was definitely way too many men on the survey.
All right.
Oh, man.
So we're going to make this last card worth like 5 points because
67?
Reasons.
He raped like countless people.
I think how many people was it? It was at least like 40 plus or something, or
that's
like
a lot of people. That's a lot
of rape. Like Jesus
How's
Christ.
67.
Yeah.
Man.
Wait, what did he actually rape 67 people, or is like yeah?
Okay.
The weird correlation.
Because so this last one, because we were talking about Rick and Morty fans. The situation: your sibling hits on you. How miserable are you?
God dang with those Midwest questions, man.
Dude, I'm just picking the cards, man. Just
Yeah,
there
these
you
are
go.
getting. It's like there's a theme in this round, though.
There really is.
Oh.
You guys have 3 minutes to discuss lightning round. Zach, go.
I mean, I got one sibling, and I know she'd just be fucking with me. And then she'd probably like punch me right in the face right after because she's a thug. So I'm gonna say like 50 because it's annoying, but I know that it's not a thing because I don't come from West Virginia.
Cool. We got 50 for Zach. Kyle, what are you at?
Yeah, so I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. So, and the other one that likely would be the sister that's actually out here in LA.
You have a likely would? Hold on a second. Wait a second.
It's
what in the Dayton, Ohio?
Go on.
I guess that's a good point. Yeah, obviously. I mean, no matter what, like they would probably all be just screwing with me in any way. But the truth is, like, it would be super cringe. I would hate the hell out of it. Like, I mean, if I got like a real hit from one of my siblings, that's like, I would say I'm gonna say 67 for me.
Got a 67, and
because that last one was 60. Yeah, all right, yeah.
And Shannon, what do you got?
So I have one little brother. I basically raised him, so this would be doubly fucking weird for me.
First 100. Have you just been dropping Benjamins all night?
Yeah, basically 100.
I wish I had the capital to do such a thing. But I don't know, like what's really funny is we went to Disneyland once and we look nothing alike. So like I held his hand and pulled him through Disneyland, and we were waiting at Pirates of the Caribbean, and this old Disney couple, like those really weird ones that have been coming to the park like forever, they're like, "Oh, how long have you two been dating?" And we're like,
yeah.
No. Like, what? That's disgusting. So I'm trying to wrap my mind around if there would ever be a world where there's something unfortunate as this would happen. It would have to be fake. Like 100% would have to be fake. So I don't know. God, it's just messing with me tonight. All right. I'm just gonna throw out a number. I'm gonna go 35. Whatever.
35. All right. We got 35. We got 50 and 67. Is that what you said?
That's
Kyle?
right. Yeah.
So the winner of this thingy is Zach with a 54.5.
Yeah.
All right.
Correctly, no misery.
All right.
Yeah.
So that was our normal everyday life shit happens game. Because these are obviously totally relatable situations.
I mean, in the Midwest or West Virginia, they're very relatable.
Someone gets fucked by a bear every day. I don't know what, I didn't know you guys knew that. So yeah.
There's one thing you have to fear in America, and it's bears.
Well, now it is. It wasn't on my list. Now.
Yep.
So the next segment we're doing is another game called Anti-Hero. The way this game works is you come up with a really dope-ass superpower, but then you give it one really super silly weakness. And Zach.
This is like a My Hero One Piece kind of merge here. But if you could, so like how a best genist in My Hero, and then there's the flag guy from One Piece. What if you could take like threads, and rather than the typical anime trope where you use the strings, but you could use the threads to create constructs that became like hard as like steel. So you could turn like a shirt into like swords or whatever, blah, blah. However, like you could only use like what's on you. Almost like also like Yaoyorozo in My Hero. But so like you can make cool shit that becomes like armor, like strong, but it uses all your clothes. So anytime you fight crime, you have to be like dong out, like naked, because you use all your clothes to create the weapons and the cool shit you use. But it's super powerful.
So I'm going to take the shit out of that power, and I'll tell you why. It's it's one thing to say, okay, you have to do this. You can make whatever you want, pretty much Green Lantern style, but you have to make it from your current clothing and do it naked. there is nothing more terrifying than a guy rushing at you going for justice, but also completely in the nude. You just have like a nude dude with a giant sword just rushing out at you. It doesn't matter. You could have a bazooka, see this dude, and you would just straight up run the other way because there's a naked dude, crazy as fuck, coming after you.
I don't know. I'd shoot a naked guy with a sword.
I mean, that's legit. That's real deal. Back in like the days, like I think it was like the Vikings. They had the berserkers. They would actually go. They would be in battle rock hard with like this long ass like big axe thing, and they were just swinging it around and stuff like that. So
The berserkers were naked. They just wear like furs on their head and a battle axe and a huge boner because they're tripping balls when they went and fought.
Yeah, exactly.
Rad.
Yeah, that ergot is no joke, man.
That was good.
I'm good. I'll pass.
You don't want to get naked and fight crime?
Nah. Unless like I somehow have like amazing super strength to go along with it. I'm a tiny lady.
That's fair. You could also like rack up clothes. Like you just walk around like Kenny during the day. So in case.
Just wearing prepared. Like, I don't know if you guys ever watched Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, but there's this one episode where one of the characters, Cookie, kept getting pantsed. So like the janitor was like this guy telling him through the whole pantsing story about what he should like not be, like the steps to not be pants anymore. He came to school wearing like 45 pairs of jeans, and like everyone just pantsed every single one of the jeans off of him. So like I walk around with 45 pairs of pants, you know.
Then you could have so many weapons. You can turn them into like hard steel constructs. That's how you do it. You just wear a bunch of pants.
I would just wear like a 20-foot scarf. Just let it blow behind me Piccolo style, so that way I just have like something to use.
Wait, so was the requirement that I had to use all of your clothes, like, or is it just boom?
I mean, it's like a Full Metal Alchemist style, like equal.
Okay. So it's 1-to-1 ratio.
Gotcha.
Ish. It's anime rules. It's 1-to-1. Try real hard.
Yes.
Or if you have the power of friendship, you can do more. Like,
Heart of the cards.
Nice.
Kyle, what do you got for us?
Sure. Okay, so I want to say I have this superpower of the superhero named Bumblebee Man. So it's a transformative power, kind of like that one where whenever you need to go into battle, you transform into like kind of a bumblebee type character, like so you're man, but you can look like a bumblebee or whatever, but that gives you like enhanced like durability and like it gives you wings and like in kind of a speed, but you're also really cute looking. So you're just kind of like this ridiculous. You're big because bumblebees are kind of large character, little creatures and stuff, but you're like you're kind of portly, but obviously you have all that good stuff. Even when you're in human form, you shit honey. So, and as a weakness,
I don't think that's how bees work, but
it's but this is how this character works. Yeah. I think they actually barf it more, whatever. Yeah. But you shit honey, and as a character. But your weakness is if you ever taste your own honey, you will die. So, and so it's kind of like Spider-Man 2 is the fact that your stinger is like you actually have to make your stinger thing. It doesn't it has like a limited amount of ammo and stuff. But yeah, so that is your weakness.
I don't think I followed a lot of that. Can you can you truncate that? Like, give me the pro and the con of your superhero, because I got lost.
Okay, so pro, you transform into a bee. You can fly. You have durability. Con, that you're really cute looking in battle, but you're also very fat looking in battle. Also con, you shit honey like day and night. Not day and night, but like whenever you
I'd rather shit honey than anything else. That sounds great.
You can't eat any of it.
But you can't eat any of it, and it's apparently if other people do eat it, then it's like super amazing. Like it's like the best honey in the world. So,
that sounds great.
But if you eat any of it, like you will die.
So what you're saying is I have a superhero that can make a dope ass paycheck from shitting out honey. I don't.
Yeah, I would quit.
I don't see the downside here.
Move to Montana and just poop out fucking ass honey for the whole world and make $1 million. Like,
this motherfucker's an ass honey. All right. What about you, Shannon?
More creative than clothes nakedness, yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to think of like a negative thing that I could pair along with those super awesome powers, because I was like, all right, let's just say you're the Avatar. You have control over all of the elements. But how am I gonna debuff you though? So I guess my sick twisted thing is, oh wait, never mind. Screw the Avatar thing. You can attract any person that you are physically attracted to, like in the dating sims. The thing is, you will never be able to have sex with them, because by the time you get to getting them attracted to you, they're super for you. You just can't do it.
That's a living nightmare. That is
an actual nightmare.
Or you're super, if you're a lady or identify as you're dry down there, it just won't work.
That is a living
nightmare. You cannot continue. You can attract anyone you wanted, but you cannot have them.
So you're basically a walking Axe body spray can. Cool.
That's fair, yeah. They look so great on pictures. Then you meet them. Everything about what you said sounds like a walking nightmare. That's the worst thing I've ever heard. It's like a teeth falling out dream. It's like you can attract anyone you want, but you could never feel the satisfaction of actually going through with something. That's a life blue ball. You're blue balling someone's soul with your superpower.
Yeah, it really is.
What if your soulmate is gorgeous?
You just
and
can't.
You know that, but you could never fuck your soulmate.
Unless you didn't actually use your power or were attracted to them in the first place. You'd only be able to be with people that you didn't want.
Oh.
I'd cut my fucking eyes out.
So basically, you can just attract anyone, but the only thing you're allowed to do is hate fuck people.
Yeah.
Oh no!
That took it to a really dark place.
Not just hate fuck, mercy fuck. You know? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think I could take that one.
I'd cut my eyes out. That'd be great. Because then I could still pretty people would still be attracted to me. And it'd be fine. I'd be like, I'm just gonna throw it up as superpower. I'm trusting the power. But
I might use this power for evil. If I'm gonna be miserable the rest of my life, might as well attract everyone and use them.
That is really fucked up, because it is definitely a Black Widow power that you could pull in any person you wanted, and you could use them for your own gain. But then when but you'd never have the need to get close to them. That's super dark.
Okay,
that's a very supervillain type of power for sure. I think that's I like it. I like that'd be a good antagonist for our little Justice League here. You know.
So I think I got one. It's a little unorthodoxy, but I think it'll be a fun ask. Your power is you have a killer robot essentially that fights crime and does everything and da 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 da. The only thing is that this robot looks like Hitler, literally just head to toe Adolf Hitler. And here's the thing. And here's the thing. It doesn't go away. If you try and run from it, it's just gonna follow you. It's just it's soul bound to you, Mecha-Hitler, but it's also a good guy.
Oh.
Do you keep this power?
No.
Oh, man.
No thanks. Nah.
Wait, so I mean you have a mech that's attached to you. It just looks like Hitler?
It just looks like Hitler. And says maybe quotes of Hitler from time to time.
Yeah. Even
but he's good. It's a good robot and fights crime and shit. It just looks and sounds like Hitler.
Nah.
There's people. There's a insurgent group that has captured a bunch of students, and in Bali, and your Mecha-Hitler shows up, saves the day, kills the bad guys, and rescues all these students, and is Azikayu! I don't mind, because it saves the day. I can get over
Oh man,
the bad stuff if it does. If it only does good things. I believe in action. What if I just looked like Hitler, but I was still a decent guy? What would you all hate me because I looked like Hitler?
I mean, if you just shave the mustache, then you'd be fine.
yeah,
no one knows
that's
what
my
he looks
question.
like without the stash. Like,
Yeah.
That is true. I don't think anyone knows. That's like a secret, well guarded in history.
and
I'd
like,
have to Google
don't
that.
do that weird like comb greasy hair thing. Just don't do
Yeah.
that. And even if your
Probably-
face looked like him, you wouldn't look like him. you know?
Probably
Hitler
don't scream Zeke Heil either.
Hitler was probably the first emo kid. I just kind of want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
He really was. He was
He
just
really
like
was.
Yeah.
sad,
Yep.
like defeated Polish gay boy who just wanted to do art and no one liked him. So he killed a million or bajillion fucking Jews. Good for him. No, what a shitty piece of garbage.
One of these days, Zach, someo's gonna take you out of context with that clip.
Yes.
You're gonna get canceled over that.
Well, this is why I'm a cave troll. Because like obviously, like that's out of context. Like we're joking about a Mecha-Hitler. But I'm talking about him dealing like justice, being a good person in the future. And then, but then he,
This is why we should stop giving e-boys power.
that's true.
Abraham Linkler to the rescue. We're gonna move on from this one. Last thing of the night. If I Had Made It, and this is a segment about shitty, awful, or maybe amazing movies that you wouldn't mind trying to remake because you think you could do it better. My thoughts are, has anyone seen... I'm going to go with Mario Brothers on this one, actually.
Ooh, good one.
Great movie. You shut your fucking hole.
Here's the thing. I didn't say how I would change it yet.
A great movie. I love that movie.
Honestly, all I would do is just turn it into a music video for everyone doing the dinosaur. That is the best way to make that. But honestly, I don't think it was a bad movie. I think that it was ahead of its time, if anything. Like if Mario Brothers, the same one, were to just come out right now, it would be a cult classic. And the main reason being is because it is so bad, it's good. Like back then, it was I mean, people were literally just doing coke off the floor.
Stupid movie. For sure.
It was dumb, but it was entertaining. All I want to do is like hipsterify this movie just a little bit.
Was that just like Dennis Hopper's thing? Is he only does like stupid movies? Because like he did a tremendous amount of cult classics, which I mean,
he did. Yeah,
like a whole.
Like that, maybe that was his shtick, Like maybe that's the way he like kind of found that niche, and he's like, you know what? I like doing these type of movies where people will just talk about them for years on end. Yeah.
Well, like I would sit there and actually put the Mario theme song in there somewhere, but as like an EDM remix, so it sounds cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
all right.
Yeah. Like we could totally like keep the cheese. We'll keep the cheese, but we're gonna add like the turkey and the bread and everything else that goes into an awesome sandwich. It's just like I think it was casted reasonably well. Reasonably well. Like I just want to bring it back, but hipstery, a little more hit like.
Yeah. The things you're gonna add to it, you're gonna add to it an EDM Mario soundtrack, and you haven't really and like hipster stuff, but like how are you making it? Like what?
So okay, the actual plot line is they go to I guess this underworld sewagey pipe section place, and there's this whole world here, and I would make the world more like the video game. Like the fact that like the fact that it wasn't like the video game is kind of what killed it. I think the go save the princess. Cool, we're gonna go save the princess. We expect that. We don't expect some weird steam cyberpunky dystopian thing upon arrival. I don't mind that everything's covered in goo. I don't care necessarily that Goombas look like really weird shrunken head looking dudes. Like I just want the world to look like red blocks and pipes that are like weird orangey yellowy color. Like give me that. Where was that?
Sam, I think your movie would be worse than the other one.
I didn't say it was going to be better. All I said was I wanted to remake it. Okay, Zach. Okay, let me have this.
All right, I'll take it. That's fine.
All right. Shannon, what do you got?
Y'all remember Batman and Robin?
I love Batman and Robin.
Yet another terrible movie that I love.
Dude, the Bat credit card makes everything in that movie.
Oh my god, that line.
Bat card, never leave without it.
Jesus. So, like, there are many things I'd probably redo on this movie. If we're gonna keep the campy, I'd probably just stick to like one villain, or maybe like getting rid of Mr. Freeze and just putting in Harley Quinn so I can get my like Ivy and Harley on early, being like, yes, these two rule the city. Also, Alicia Silverstone is not cast anymore. We're gonna forget about that. Also,
I think everyone forgot about her. So
yeah, I just remembered her as annoying, and then I was just like, wait, who? I looked it up just now. I'm like, who was that? I'm like, oh my god, that was her.
When she shows up as Batgirl, and everyone's like, why are you here? Like,
why?
I remember watching the movie and being like, this doesn't need you. Like,
well, that movie single-handedly just murdered her career. That was it.
Yeah.
That was a downfall for sure.
But I don't think that's on her. That was the part that like didn't need to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And because like she's fine in her other shit. I don't want to hate on Alicia Silverstone.
Oh no, yeah.
But why the fuck was she in that movie for any reason?
A lot was going on. We can all agree a lot was going on, and there was too much. There was a lot.
The 90s was a weird place.
I think
the
you're
90s
right.
Was a strange.
Taking out, freezing some things. Like if you honed it down a little bit, I think.
And like, then removing the nipples from the suits, man. Like, that was not like we'd get a redesign of the suits. Maybe a recast of Robin to someone I find more attractive because, yes, that's what I'd do.
That's
but
fair.
We all know that Mama likes her Nightwing, so I need someone looking more like Dick Grayson from the comics.
Please.
You know?
Dick Grayson's the only one that matters.
And, I'd want to see, like, Pamela and Dr. Quinn, like, teaming up, being like, this city's messed up. Batman's not doing enough. And so it would be like a struggle between like what they like them trying to do better for the city versus like how wonky it was, and like they could still be campy and whatnot, and then maybe they'd go to jail, maybe they'd reach an understanding. I still liked George Clooney as campy Batman. Like I wouldn't recast him. I thought he was really funny, especially with the Bat credit card line.
I liked George Clooney in that line.
Yeah, I don't think he was terrible. I
think the campy wasn't bad about that movie. Like people like the campy stuff. Like it was silly and over the top ridiculous. The problem is like I think you nailed it. It's just there's too much happening.
Yeah.
So, like it was to the point where like every 15 minutes you were like, what the fuck is that about? Like and you shouldn't have to have that reaction more than like twice a movie.
It had the Spider-Man 3 problem, just too many villains and not enough screen time.
Spider-Man 3.
Sorry. Save it for next episode, Shannon.
I want to know who the costume designer was that so the nipple thing is famous. But who's like the designer that was like, no, nipples. No. Hear me out.
Nipples.
Because you know it was debated. There's no.
Oh yeah.
No. I think that's the
radar.
I think that's the problem, that it wasn't debated. Someone put it there. And then like the director took one look at it and goes, seems legit. No one questioned it. No one questioned it.
There's no way that because there's scenes where like the nipples are the focus.
Yeah. They legitimately like focused on it. Like they zoomed in on it, didn't they? Like
it was a creative decision.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to meet the person that like really pushed for it. Because I bet that person is awesome.
I feel like it's the same person who decided to put David Bowie in a cod piece for Labyrinth. Like
like focus on the important parts, people. Nipples and dongs. That's what matters. Sell the movie, people.
That was that was directed by
Joel Schumacher.
Was it?
Yes. Yeah, Joel Schumacher. The last two, the Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, were both.
Yeah, they were Schumacher.
For some reason, I was thinking Tim Burton. I thought it continued. Okay, cool.
Burton only did the old school good one.
Yeah, he did the Batman and Batman Returns. That's it. Yeah.
Cool. Kyle, what do you got for us? What movie would you want to remake?
All right, I got a recent movie that I would redesign, redirect, shoot everything. Star Wars Episode 9: Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. So here's my beef with it. the movie was moving at breakneck speed. There's literally no time to like let there be a moment. Yeah, like ingest anything. There's no moments in there that really just like, oh, great. Okay, now we're having a good little connection to this stuff going on. And mind you, too, is that I actually, this is controversial for me, I guess, or for everyone. I actually liked Return of the Jedi, or The Last Jedi a lot, episode 8.
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Me and you are never, we can't even be friends anymore. Like,
all right, we're splitting down the middle. I agree with Zach. No.
I cannot even.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
8 is the most, it's an abomination to Star Wars. 8 is the worst thing that's happened to anything that George Lucas has ever thought of.
No, here's the thing. Story-wise, maybe not the greatest. Technically, masterpiece. It is a technical masterpiece. The story, whatever. But
the only thing that I hated about episode 8 was Canto Bight, like Rose and Finn's story or whatever. I guess the only thing that I would change with 8 would have been to let Finn sacrifice himself for the Resistance, because that would have made his whole arc complete in that story. It would have been fine. Like, he's just really learning that he can't just do that stuff, you know?
Shannon, you look like you got something to say.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Let's bring it on. Yeah.
Finn should have been a Jedi. Finn should have been a Jedi. This is the hill I will die on. Rey's cool, whatever, but like Finn has like, they did such a disservice. Finn needed more.
It would have been the most predictable thing in the entire series. Like, the moment he opened up, it's like, oh, he's obviously going to be a Jedi because he's the main character of 7.
But why make the girl such a like, as a woman? I can say this. She's a Mary Sue. Like, give her personality, something.
She's boring.
Yeah.
She's boring. I will give you that.
So boring.
Right. The only thing I'm going to say this. This conversation could last 6.5 hours.
It really can.
Yes.
I have a lot to say.
Yes, and
I managed Scum and Villainy Cantina for a year and a half. Like, Star Wars in my bones.
Yeah.
We could have this conversation forever. Also, Kyle, you're wrong. Yes, and the only comment I'll say is, I think the problem is not that Finn just should have been a Jedi. It's the problem that by the end of 9, Finn was irrelevant. Because I think they had a plan for Finn in 7, and Rian Johnson in 8 just didn't give a shit about Star Wars. He wanted to make his own movie.
I can see that too. Yeah.
So nothing really mattered in 8. Like, this is the reason I say 8 is dumb is because, like, you could not watch episode 8, watch 1 through 6 or 1 through 7, and then 9, and you'd be fine because 8 is irrelevant. The whole movie is irrelevant. And because Rian Johnson made his own movie about whatever the fuck he wanted to, it wasn't a bad technical movie. However, it is irrelevant to the plot of Star Wars. And in doing so, he made Finn irrelevant. Because in 9, you couldn't do anything with him. Why was he a general? He's a deserter. He's not a Jedi. He's not even a good fighter, really. And he's kind of a turncoat.
One of the worst
point in being there.
One of the worst.
That's all I'll say about Finn. We could talk about this for.
Yeah.
So we do have to move on. The one thing I do want to say about what I hate about 8 most is forced Skype. Dumbest fucking.
Yeah.
Also, what's up with like the like waiting for the floods pants on Kylo? Like, show the whole bod. Right. Show the whole bod. That's what I'm paying for. I want to see some Adam Driver, and I don't want to just see his titties. I want to see everything.
That sexy tree man.
but let's go back to like, because really, I pointed out that episode 9 I hated because number one, it was way too fast. There was no like moments to really let you like kind of breathe. Number 2, fucking Death Star's Star Destroyers. Fuck that. Where the Emperor coming back and not really being fully explained. Not just the
they
Skype.
kind of did in the comics though.
Fuck the comics though. No, honestly, like if you're making a movie, you need to explain it in the movie. So, but not just like the Skype Force thing, but now the Skype FedEx, where she can just like move a freaking lightsaber.
Oh, that was super dumb.
Yeah, so dumb.
It's like a kid doing pretend, like, and then the swords come from behind her.
Yeah. It's like, really? And then also like Lando Calrissian not having anything to do really. He just
being
showed
creepy.
up. Yeah, he was just being creepy.
It was a cameo moment. That's all.
Yeah, leaving a lot of things left unsolved. Yeah.
I don't want to cut
everything.
you off, but we're already over time, and I want to get to Zach before anything else. Zach, you got like.
I just want to yell about Star. You're objectively incorrect.
I'm sorry. You know what? I just totally just unleashed that can of worms. I'm so sorry about that.
Okay, I'm gonna suck it back in. But I love you, but you're incorrect. Anyway, you're a beautiful man. I'm sticking with these big, like, giant blockbuster movies. I'm gonna say the Green Lantern movie.
Just scrap the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
So yes, scrap the thing, because I think the issue, or one of the main issues, was like DC for whatever reason tried to make it like they used Ryan Reynolds to play Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan he's a stoic badass guy, and he always has been. And Ryan Johnson is a goofball. Or Ryan Reynolds, sorry, Ryan Reynolds. I'm still mad at Ryan Johnson. Ryan Reynolds is a goofball, and he's great for like Deadpool and all the goofball roles he plays. But with Hal Jordan is like a stoic, like he's like a warrior of a man, and that's why he turned into Parallax, because he's like obsessed with like being the savior and doing those things, and he's afraid of losing his friends. All that shit, like everything about Hal Jordan's great. I think they should redo it with Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, is a fucking douchebag. He is a big he's like a baseball player frat boy. He's an asshole, a piece of shit, and he's honestly the least cerebral of the Green Lanterns, if you will. Like, most of his constructs are pretty straightforward. However, Guy Gardner is like, he's this gung-ho, don't give a fuck, like, redneck badass who doesn't care. And if you made a Green Lantern movie and you wanted to make it goofy, make it like that. Don't use Parallax as your main villain, first of all, because Parallax is way too big as a villain.
So you kind of want like the Cable thing, where Cable's like a badass, but he's also kind of goofy in his own way.
Exactly, 100%. Like, but that was good writing in that, because like they wrote Cable really well. But in this, like, so you have Guy Gardner, who's like kind of a big meathead. He's this big redheaded big idiot, but he's funny and he's charming, and he is proud, and he always gives in. He always fights till the death. He's the first one in, the last one out, doesn't give a shit. He's that guy that will be tortured half to death and spit in your face and laugh and not give a shit, and then make a joke about baseball for no reason. Like, he's a funny dude. So if you picked like a better villain that's not so universal scale, and you made it to where like you have a Green Lantern who has to solve like a smaller problem, and you focus more on like the development of the character rather than this big like universe ending destruction, I think Green Lantern could have been a fun romp. Because Green Lantern, if you're not like a big DC reader, the Green Lantern idea is out there. Like, it's not the biggest franchise. So you dig in with like a silly character.
Yeah.
He's likable, but still like kind of like anti-hero-esque, kind of funny, and you make him like solve problems based on like his character rather than the ridiculous Hal Jordan love story they tried to throw in there for no reason.
Well, here's the thing. I think that they'll eventually revisit Green Lantern, but maybe after, everyone forgets about the other one.
I think most people have already forgot about it, to be honest. But I just say that like it was an excellent casting for Mark Strong for Sinestro, though.
Mark Strong nailed it as Sinestro.
Yes, yeah, he did. Yeah, 100%. So
anyway,
I think making it 100% CGI for that movie, like legitimately, like the only thing that was live in some of his scenes was just his head, and I'm like, what the hell, dude? Like, I think that's a massive problem,
That's not a movie at that point. That's just a video game.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it felt like a video game. It felt ridiculous.
We're already over time. I know we want to talk forever about this because we're a bunch of fucking nerds. We really are, but we got to wrap this thing up. Kyle, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram. No longer Facebook. I kind of just got away from that one for now. Just like I'm King Snafu at Instagram. That's about it. So
cool. Shannon, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok at ShannyBTV. That's BEE TV. I stream and stuff.
Very nice.
And then Zach, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at ZKLAPP1, ZClap1. You can also find there's going to be some content, hopefully about having this released, coming out. Some called Becoming Famous, and potentially some other projects that I'll be releasing fairly soon. They'll be on the YouTubes. And that's about it.
Cool.
You can find me in my cave drinking whiskey.
Let's see. You can find me on the Instagram and the Twitter at SlammySammyLocke. You can find me on the TikTokies at Samuel Locke, where I make funny stuff sometimes. And you can find me as a host on the Illuminati on YouTube, where I do Rage Cage and a couple other things. We're about to start up a new thing called Dungeons and Death Runs, which is basically like a rogue version of Dungeons and Dragons that I've created. Should be a lot of fun. And then I think there's like one other dumb platform that I'm on. Starting up a Twitch soon. Once I replace my computer, I'll get to that later. But
Nice.
Needless to say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the show. Continue to watch and laugh with us, because without you guys, this is not worth doing. Yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.